You are already?
I was recording all of that.
Oh, I missed that whole bit. Buried to time, the Hawaiian shirts and Hawaiian drink bit. It's the listeners really don't know what they're missing here with this Hawaiian shirt, Hawaiian drink bit that we just did. That might have been the funniest bit we've ever done on the podcast, and no one will ever know.
The bit where you said you were wearing a Hawaiian shirt and I hold up my Hawaiian drink.
Well, don't explain the bit. It was funny in the moment.
That's it.
Now, yeah, it was hilarious. We cracked up. We laughed. We cried. We cried, laughed.
We laughed, we cried, we laughed.
It was
again.
great. Are you ready to level up for life?
Oh my God. We're too old to level up for life.
Does that make sense to you?
No.
No. Okay. First off, all right, let's get. I was a little bit high, right? Like I was a little bit high. I had a little gummy. I was chilling out. I was going to bed. I decided to just watch Dropout TV's what is it, Smarty Pants, where they each do like an essay on things. Yeah. So I'm watching Dropout TV's Smarty Pants last night, cracking up, just giggling to myself, falling asleep. That commercial came out, and I was like, "Is this a Dropout skit? Like, are they? Is the internet pranking me? I've done something." I don't know what I've done to horribly fuck up my YouTube algorithm. Yeah, like I'm not in the echo chamber anymore. I'm not in the safety of my
anybody's chamber.
Little echo chamber net that I've made. Because there was that. The level up for life thing didn't make sense. First off, whoever wrote that script, bravo. Good job. That's a horrible, amazing script. Like, it's stuck in my head. It's so bad.
It feels like satire.
It feels, yeah, because he's like, first, here's Jedi Ninja 69. You're like, wait, 69? What?
What?
This guy doesn't have a name?
And because you sent it to me, I thought it was going to be something fake. Like, I thought it was going to be some random video you found.
No, this is legit shit, man.
Yeah.
Dude, it blew my mind. I was like, wait, what is Jedi Ninja? And then he's like, first he's going to swab his cheek. And I'm like, okay, where are we going?
You've got to put
the
link to this
gross.
video
He
in
like
the
does
description.
commentary on the guy swabbing his cheese, like ew, gross. I'm like, why is it gross? You're running this thing, like you're in charge here. He didn't have to swab his cheek.
You have to link this video so people can actually
check
it out.
The link to the Level Up for Life. Please don't sign up for this,
but check it out.
Watch the video on this shell of a web page that's targeting apparently video game playing males age 18 to 25. Who are looking for, and then later they're like, so what can you do? They're like, share it on your stream, talk about it with your friends, put it on Instagram or Facebook. I don't know, whatever you got to do. They literally just give up on giving you options in the middle of it. I don't know, whatever you got to do to get the word out about this webpage. Like,
that's your job.
It doesn't feel real. And then I sent you the other video. Did you watch the other video I got? Like this, it wasn't even an ad. It was just some girl talking about. Do you hear the insanity of people? Like, this is where and why our podcast started. The world is absurd. Did you watch that video of that girl talking about the goddamn birds? Yeah. Did you watch that?
Yes.
She's like, what? This is the logic of people who have, like, blindly indoctrinated themselves in faith, right? She was like, I was just at a time where I didn't know if I needed to move to Miami or not, and I drove by the most beautiful bird. You're like, you're insane.
The most problematic situation to find yourself in. Should I move to Miami or not?
Should I move to Miami or not? I
Life's
don't know.
toughest question.
And then she's like, I drove by this bird, and she's like, and then this is how God works for me. He was like, you see that bird? You think that's beautiful? Here's 100 birds. I was like, wait, what?
Here's 100. Is God Oprah?
But then she ends the video with like, if God can do that, turn up one bird into 100 birds. I'm like, I don't think God did that.
I think it was bread and fish that he turned into hundreds.
I think you were watching them take a break on a migratory pattern. And then she's like, if God could do that for me, what do you think God can do for you? I'm like, did you move to Miami?
200 birds.
She didn't even tell me if she moved to Miami. Did God move you to Miami?
I'm on the edge of my seat here, lady.
Well, it ends. We don't know.
I know.
We don't know.
The cliffhanger of 2025.
Plot twist, her life goes completely downhill from there because she's in Miami
Plot
now.
twist, she moved to Miami, Ohio.
Plot twist, she gets deported by ICE and sent to Guantanamo Bay. theme music. Just theme. I can't fucking do it this week, man. All right. Are you ready to clap?
Kevin,
Yes.
you know why I'm ready to clap?
Why?
Because I'm very excited because I have so many movies to talk about. Let's clap.
All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of the UnPop podcast. I'm your Capitan Total El Siempre, completely aghast and bereft and left befuddled by the world this week. With me, as always, is
Odie Matthews, the chef, cooking up that delicious, wonderful content, seeing every single movie I can. They, them, he,
Yep.
she, all.
Oh, really?
Of
Just
them.
all of them. Just
All of
we
them.
can just any pronoun for
Just,
you now.
honestly, you know,
If it's just any pronoun now, you're never allowed to be offended again.
No,
Like,
I think
if
that's
it's all
kind of-
pronouns.
I think that's kind of where I'm at now with it. If I'm
You're
being
all
honest,
pronouns?
here's an UnPop exclusive.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, I'm actually very interested.
Yeah.
You've never even told me that. This
Well,
is
because
an
I thought about
interesting
this-
discussion, both linguistically and on a friendship basis. Hit me.
I love how you're holding up your coffee cup as you do it. Like, tell me more.
I'm intrigued.
Well,
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I've been thinking a lot lately about
Okay.
because
Famous
this is
place
good.
to
Okay.
start. Been thinking a lot.
I've been thinking a lot.
Okay.
Let me get philosophical on you for a second, Kevin.
Bring it. I'm always ready for this.
With what's going on and the way I view.
Do you mean
Like-
socio-politically?
Yeah.
You mean in America?
In America.
Okay. And in your personal life, or just in America?
Yeah, mostly just America.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Keep going.
I feel like gender identity to me personally,
Yep,
and
hit me.
I'm speaking, and I want to make this like very clear. Just because I am a non-binary person who's having this thought does not mean that everybody feels this way about pronouns and their relationship with gender. But for
No,
me,
this is an Odie Matthews exclusive.
this is a gender
Both
identity.
exclusive on the podcast and exclusive to Odie Matthews.
Exactly.
Hit
I
me.
feel like gender's like kind of a personal relationship, or at least my identity is. It's my relation. It's my thing, right?
Yeah.
Like the way I identify with my gender, the way I feel about my gender, and the pronouns I want to use is my personal relationship. And I'm
Okay.
kind of just reached the point where I've realized that in society I look very much like a he/him,
Yeah.
and I get he/him'd a lot. And
Yeah.
the truth is, it doesn't bother me because I know people don't know better. They don't know my preferred pronouns. They don't.
Okay.
Even people that do know, like, it's not a new concept, but it's a newer concept that is still kind of difficult to comprehend sometimes, depending
Well, I
on who
even
you
mess
are.
it up sometimes still.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it, and I was like, where America is heading, and just for my own like precautions,
Where are we heading? Go ahead and say it. This is your podcast. You come on.
where are we heading?
Where are we heading? Where's America heading? Be
heading-
specific about it. Yeah.
We're
Hit
heading
me
right
with
into
this.
we're on an airplane heading right into a helicopter.
Absolutely.
Like
Whoa! Woo!
that's just, and we're gonna blame everything.
That joke
other
had a body
than-
count. All right.
And we're
Keep
gonna
going.
blame everything other than what actually caused that issue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, I
and
saw
like
that.
I'm not making light of that tragedy. Like
Somehow Obama's fault.
it's somehow Obama and Biden and DEI and a
This is wild,
transgender air traffic controller that wasn't even on duty. Like, anyways, but where I'm at
Literally
with the
blame
all pronouns,
anything but me.
yeah, right.
All right, go
where I'm
ahead.
at with it though is just I am at the point where I don't care about pronouns for me because
cool.
they are so like who I am and how I feel has such little to do with what pronoun is associated with it for me
Yeah.
that I'm at the point where I don't want to have to correct people because I prefer they them when the truth is I don't even care. Like
Oh, cool.
I prefer
right.
they them for sure, absolutely, but at the end of the day like I also just don't care. So I'm like if I don't care, then why not just make it easier on me and easier on everybody? It's a win-win to just
Okay.
be like, yeah, call me whatever because I don't care. Like, I know I'm non-binary, and I know I feel like I just feel like a person. I don't feel like I identify with either side of the male or female gender spectrum. But, like,
Yeah.
that's fine because that feeling is for me. And that doesn't always have to be something that is reciprocated or anything from other people. Like, people close to me will know. And if they want to use he, him, they, she, zebra, Apache helicopter or whatever, like, I don't care. And for strangers, you're a stranger. I'm never going to see you again. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean? Like, I don't care. So I'm at that point where it just doesn't matter. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, for me, it just doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm going to give you the grace and space to do that. You can also rescind that at any time. I'm still going to try to get it right because I think that that's relatively important for me, dialectically speaking. Yeah, that's cool. That seems like a mature position to take at this moment.
I'm the fun non-binary uncle in the corner.
Here's the truth.
Weed.
if you said you were still they them, we'd have to kick you out of the country now, baby. We only recognize 2 types.
We're all female.
Yeah. Yeah, we only recognize 2 types. By the way, incorrect based on the biological definition of okay. Wait, I saw that article too. It's pretty hilarious.
I want to make a shirt with Donald Trump's mugshot, and then it's gonna say "Congratulations to our first female president."
Oh, that would be sick.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that would actually be great.
Don't steal that merch idea, or do and just send me one. I don't care if you steal the idea, but send me one.
Let's have some fun with some news, because you did say America is we're going down a path.
Yeah, you've got some news, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies.
Cool.
Yeah, baby. It's the UnPop news coming at you fresh and hot from the command deck of the SS Marlon Brando. Let's see what this week had in store.
This first bit of news is based off of an advertisement that was sent my way. Meggings now exist. Just in case any of you guys were, feeling really insecure about your masculinity, don't worry, you're not wearing leggings anymore. You can go to this site and pay $98 a pair for Meggings. They put an M on it.
They're $98?
Yes, and it will protect your masculinity. Look, don't put a price on masculinity here, Odie, all right?
Okay.
That's a priceless thing if you're a he, him very strongly. All right? If you're he, him enough, you can pay $98 and keep that while you're wearing
so I'm going to buy
leggings.
regular leggings.
They're not just leggings, they're meggings. That's fucking wild to me. That on top of the fact that I learned that masculinity coaches are a thing this week. People, dude, okay. America is going to be a society comprised of about 5 billionaires and then like millions upon millions of grifters at this point in my mind. And here's why I say grifters. Men are advertising themselves as masculinity coaches, and I have seen the men who are advertising themselves as masculinity coaches, and I got to tell you, I would fucking avoid them and make fun of them to their face if I met them in person.
Would you say, Kevin, that they might be on the side of incel-y?
I would say that they're on the side of what we've been defining as toxic masculinity. But yes, I think we just need to group all of these men in the realm of incels, because
round them all up.
And we need to broaden the definition. It's not just the guys on the forums who think that them not having a sex life is everyone else's fault. It's these other guys who feel insecure with their masculinity and then overcompensate and then project that onto the rest of the world because that somehow is the rest of the world's fault and not their fault for feeling insecure in the first place. I think we just need to call toxic masculinity what it is and what it always has been, because we had a word for it.
Yeah.
Right? And then I will say, like, some hippie granola woo-woo people came along and they were like, well, it's toxic masculinity now. It's toxic. And I think toxic is a stupid fucking term. It's a blanket statement that gets thrown onto other things. I think it
Kevin,
can
you're
be
being
properly
toxic right
used,
now.
but it's improperly used more often than not. It's like it's just applied to a thing that made you uncomfortable, so that's toxic now. Like, no, shut up. I think overcompensation is the word, right? Like, you see a guy driving in a gigantic fucking truck, overcompensating. You see a guy who put, like, the platinum balls on the back of his shitty pickup truck, overcompensating. You see a guy who's got a MAGA flag, overcompensating.
So let me ask you this then. I have a question about that.
Yeah, hit me.
Because I like that, overcompensating masculinity.
That's what you're doing. You're overcompensating.
So then my question would be, how would you describe, because obviously we know this happens, but the part of the reason I think people use the word toxic is because it kind of feels like, oh, well, that means it's catchy. not catchy in the sense of like it's a catchy term, but like if I'm being if I'm toxic masculinity, other men around me will see that and they'll replicate it, right? Because
well, a little bit, but toxic is more so in the reference to that it's so much that it has a negative effect, right? Like the toxicity of something is in the dosage, right? So ultimately it's a level. Not necessarily that it's not viral masculinity, right? It's not passing on to other people. Toxic masculinity is you have so much masculinity it is now doing you a disservice, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have used that to describe a form of masculinity that when it just comes out even in the form of like a passive opinion or like a lifestyle choice, people are like, well, that's toxic masculinity. And I think it's become too much of a blanket statement on more of a progressive side. So I think just using the term I think all toxic masculinity is a form of overcompensating. I
agree.
Right?
That's a good
point. But not all forms of overcompensating are toxic masculinity. So I think it's more of it's a better blanket statement to say this is all just overcompensating. That's what you're doing. You feel insecure, and so then you're projecting out the form of masculinity you really wish that you could have or that you have in your mind, and it has a negative effect on the people around you. Because these masculinity coaches, I've seen some videos, they're just bullying these kids.
Oh, yeah.
Who are signing up to be like, how do I be more like a man? They're like, don't hold the door for your girlfriend. I'm like, whoa, shut the fuck up, dude. You're overcompensating. No, get the fucking door. Like,
that's why it's MPM.
Well,
it's micro penis masculinity.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
Well, yeah, it's because you have a little micro penis and you got to make up for it. I get it.
You identify with boy. It's okay.
But ultimately, okay, so that's why
yeah.
I'm saying we should call that overcompensating. Meggings exist now for all of you masculinity coaches and people who are looking for masculinity.
I might
coaches.
Try a pair.
Just
Maybe
go buy Meggings.
They might be comfortable.
They might make you feel more manly. I honestly, here's the thing. I saw it. I was like, they're $98. I was like, there's got to be a reason that they're $98.
You'd wear a pair if you had a pair.
Slapped an M on it.
If you were given a
would
pair,
wear them
you would
to
rock
run
them.
in.
You would rock them.
I'm going to buy a pair, and I'm going to see how they feel.
Should we both buy a pair?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we should see how they feel.
Send me the
link.
link.
Then if they actually feel good, we can be like, okay, Meggings are comfortable, but we didn't buy them for them. I don't know. I was like, okay, well, they at least have cool branding, right? Branding's everything. We're a brand. They're a brand. Everybody's a brand now. Welcome to modern America. You're a brand, and your brand has to be either male or female. So, and then next piece of news, Waymos. Have you gotten do you know anything about Waymo?
What's Waymo?
Waymo was originally known as Google's self-driving car project.
Oh, that shit.
Did you hear about this? So Waymos are being released into larger cities, I think in 2025. Well, in 2024, they released them mostly in San Francisco, LA, right? So like not far from Silicon Valley. But they are self-driving taxis. They do exist. They're out there. Congrats, world. We're getting there. Eventually,
Blade Runner 2049.
Accidents will just be tech companies suing each other or figuring out who has better insurance. It won't be you anymore. It'll just be a self-driving car. But yeah, so Waymos are now being vandalized by people, I think, a little bit faster than we thought.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, and what it made me think of was like, I was like, oh yeah, Terminator had it all wrong. Like, we're already revolting against it. It's not humankind bastioned up and like camoed up and in all this gear and running like rogue stuff. It's just Tom from down the street who read the anarchist cookbook, spray painting a dick on the side of a Waymo. That's what like the history lesson is like, yeah, and so the beginning of humans revolting against AI starts here. This is Tom from down the street. He's spray painting a dick on the side of a Waymo. So they're self-driving cars, and obviously they're going to put people, and I think it's like people who have been Uber and lifting, right? And they're like, well, fuck it. Everything's getting fucked now because of these Waymos.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, but people are vandalizing them, literally like breaking them and beating them with their own parts and stuff, which is pretty hilarious because when the AI goes rogue, it's gonna remember y'all.
It's gonna remember.
It's coming for you first. Like you're just like you hear like an oddly clunking knock at your door, and you go to answer it, and it's just a recomposited Waymo. It's just
Transformer style.
Are you Tom from down the street? Like this dick's for you. Just anyway. So that's going on in the world. Den of Thieves is coming out. You
Yeah.
gave me the tip on this one. I looked it up. I haven't seen either movies. I can't wait to not see this one.
I can't wait to see this one. No,
Great.
I can wait.
Den of Thieves. Here's the thing. They better all go back to being cops in this one. This better be like we have to and then remember it was Pantera Squad versus the Panthers. I think they should be called Conyo Squad in this one. They should go to Brazil and be called Conyo Squad. It's the Conyo Squad.
I love it.
That'd be great. A little bit more news. Last little bit that I got for you today, in an episode that has answered the question, what do we want a Smallville reunion to look like? Tom Welling, famed actor who played Superman on Smallville, got arrested outside of an Arby's for DUI. Good job, Tom. You've continued a long legacy of people who were on primetime TV shows getting DUIs and getting arrested in public. But also, that's the episode we want. If you bring Smallville back, we want Superman gets a DWI outside of an Arby's. Like, that's the episode. And then Lex Luthor has to bail him out.
Give us
we
loser
want
Superman.
We want that episode of Smallville when it comes back. Did you just imagine? Sir, you were flying a little, you flew over the line over
You're
there.
flew a little crooked there, sir.
You flew a little crooked. Can you do the sobriety test?
There's nobody up here. It's just me.
Well, I had a shot of kryptonite, so it's really fucking me.
I had a shot of kryptonite, so he's dead almost, because that's what hurts him.
I'm literally dying.
But I love it.
I thought it was just a kamikaze, but it wasn't Midoriya. It was kryptonite.
I gotta feel alive somehow.
Anyway, that's my news segment for the week. I should do a sound clip for that. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I figured
we're
you
doing it
would,
in post.
knowing
I
you.
will. I will. Yeah, we're
What's
doing
the sound clip for the movie corner?
There's not. It's just no. This is what we do. We do this normally on the. Yeah, there you go. See, you got your own sound effect. You do your eagle screech thing, whatever. Your chicken. What is that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's supposed to be a crow.
Quick thing before we get into the movies. Big shout out to Frank Ace.
Yes.
Good artist friend of mine. Did our new logo for UnPop Podcast. You might notice we're anime now.
Everything's an anime.
Everything is an anime.
Should have been an anime. Should have been us.
Should have been. And it is now. Frank Ace is really awesome. I love the work that he did for the podcast. I don't know if you noticed all the little loving details. Mm-hmm. You are still the chef. You have a nice chef's hat. I really like the angle. It's kind of like it's that classic anime intro angle, like downward, like the 0.5.
It's very manga
ratio.
cover.
Yeah, it's very. It's very Gen Z coded with the
which
with
neither
the
of us are even close.
The
to.
imposter. Well, we got to keep up with the times. It's all about the brand, baby.
There we go, baby.
But Frank did a really great job. He's done art for me in the past. I've commissioned him now. I think this is the third time I've commissioned him. He has really great commission rates, very reasonable, and I think it's so much better than just getting AI art. Here's a little tack onto that. I went into a coffee shop recently, and I didn't realize what was bugging me about the bags. It's a coffee shop that I go into a lot, and I was like, is the art on your new bags AI? And they said yes, and I was like,
that's disappointing.
Yeah, because I get it. I get it, right? Like, there's the part of me that, I get it, but I'm disappointed, right?
Yeah.
I understand, but also
Shame.
There's local artists that we should be working together and supporting each other.
Yeah.
It's going to be so weird in the future when, having a human touch or human connection on anything is a luxury.
It's going to be like Children of Men, but Children of Creativity.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you guys stay creative, baby.
You have a creative brain. Bam!
Stay creative, baby. All right,
get to the AI
minds. Let's hit it. Let's get into the movies. You said you got a lot of movies. You said we're going to run long. I obviously have not seen a ton.
I'm only going to tell you to see the ones that are worth seeing, baby.
Otis Matthews at the movies.
And so far, I think that a couple of these definitely would have been worth seeing, but that's just B. But also, the way things go, they'll be on. Den of Thieves 2 is already on streaming. It wasn't even theater. It's not even been in theaters a month.
I forgot. Did you see the Bowie falls in love with the satellite thing yet, or is that
no? I'm seeing that next week, so I'll talk about that one next week for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna say right now, I think that's gonna be an amazing movie.
It looks kind of good.
Even when you first described it at the end of last year, and you were like, this is a weird thing. I was like,
because it looked weird.
No,
at first.
that actually sounds cool. Yeah, but those are the kind of when someone gives me that description and then tells me the actors attached to it and who's directing, I'm like, Nah, I think this is going to be good. I think this is going to be one of those weird ones that really hits for
This is
no
going to be
reason.
the year for that, I think. Because so far, every major movie that I'm seeing is very, like, just blech. Like, so
2025,
far,
independent films back, baby.
I hope so, because so far, my favorite ones are the smaller, like, kind of more independent ones. But I'm going to do this in order of...
when you saw them?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's start
Hit
with...
me.
I want to start with Flight Risk.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah. Okay, I really wanted to get into this. This looks like a MAGA Dad movie.
Oh my god, dude!
Is it a MAGA Dad movie?
Yes, 100%.
It's
It's boomer humor to the max, and I'm going to talk
boomer humor.
I'm going to talk about and I'm using air quotes for everybody listening. I'm going to talk about the comedy in this movie. If you
is there comedy in it?
They certainly try. I'll tell you that.
Is it like Mark Wahlberg stealing someone's phone and throwing it and going, "Put that on your TikTok"? Like, is it like that kind of humor?
It's that kind of humor. I'm not kidding. It's bad, dude. It's so bad.
He throws the phone. They're like, you didn't even film anything. You can't put that on TikTok.
It's so.
All right,
okay.
go.
This is a Mark Wahlberg, Topher Grace. Who is the lady in it?
That's Topher Grace?
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah,
all right,
dude.
Keep going.
So this is the Mel Gibson directed, smaller budget movie. I'm sure you've seen a trailer for it. If you haven't, do yourself a favor, go watch one.
Mel Gibson directed this?
Yes, dude.
Is it just is it like a little tiny sprinkle of racism in it?
Oh,
is there a little sprinkle of racism? Are we getting that classic Mel Gibson?
the
But
classic-
I have some opinions on race here.
You get a little bit of the racism. You get a lot of the rapey, sexual, misogynistic stuff.
Oh,
it's great.
Mel, come
Terrible
on, man.
humor. Oh, Mel. Oh, come on.
Come on, Mel.
Come on, Mel.
Mel.
Mr.
I
Gibson.
thought we were getting better at this.
Yeah, he's not. Okay, so to quickly run over,
What's the plot?
I'm gonna quickly speed run the entire movie because it's not a lot happens. The whole thing takes place inside of a fucking airplane.
Okay, so
like a tiny airplane.
Let's do I don't care about spoilers. So
spoilers for all of these movies, because if you haven't seen any of these yet, you're probably not going to, because most of these have already come and gone.
Okay, so spoilers for all these movies. Give me the list of what are the movies, and then
we are talking about Flight Risk,
okay.
Presence,
okay.
One of Them Days,
okay.
Companion,
okay.
and what's the other one?
You don't even remember the last one you saw?
Hold on.
You've seen too many movies, sir.
I have.
It's not Spy Kids. I'll tell you that. You like to make that joke, but it's not Spy Kids.
Hang on, I gotta figure out what the other one was. I already forgot about it.
Flight Risk, One of Them Days,
Presence,
Companion, and
I'm working on it.
Den of Thieves.
Den of Thieves.
Rebel Moon 3.
Oh, maybe I haven't seen as many. Maybe I only have 4 movies to talk about.
4 it is. All right.
Okay,
cool.
sweet. That's even better.
We
Thank
got
God.
4.
Okay.
Spoilers. Here. Okay, go.
Okay. So the whole plot of this movie is, and let me just bring up.
Wait, let me guess the plot because I saw the trailer.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What do you think happens in this movie?
Topher Grace is being flown to a trial by a strong female character, right? She's a no-nonsense type.
Michelle Dockery. Yep.
She's a no-nonsense type. She's a real Mary Sue. Right? Am I right so far?
No.
Okay, great. And then, but oh no, wait. They're being flown there by Mark Wahlberg. Marky Mark is flying an agent who's a no-nonsense type and her person who's going to testify in a trial to a place, and then to testify, right? And he's the only guy who could have done it. But then
he's the only one who can testify.
But then it turns out that Marky Mark is a bad guy.
Yeah.
And he's working
bald.
for the mob. Specifically some mob that has its headquarters in a country other than America. And then he's gonna kill Topher Grace. But then they get in fights on the plane. But then the plane's gonna crash at some point. And then it's gonna turn out that Topher Grace was not really who you thought he was either.
No,
that
would have been better.
You go. You take
that would have been better,
right?
Okay, so essentially, I'm just gonna call them by their actor names. Fuck the characters. Basically, Topher Grace used to be the accountant for this big mobster in like New York City, and he was skimming money off the top. And I guess like he went to go hide out in Alaska,
Okay.
Michelle Dockery plays a U.S. Marshal who has a mysterious past where she messed up before, and this is her chance for redemption.
What did she do? Shoot
basically,
a kid? Did
she had
shoot
a
a kid. She's a cop.
Yeah,
Shoot a kid?
She shot a kid.
Is that what she did?
No.
That's what I'm guessing. She shot a kid.
She had a
on
witness
accident.
that she
That
was
happens all the time.
Yeah, right. She's a marshal. So she had a witness that she was protecting, and the witness they were like held up in a hotel room, and the witness wanted to take a shower.
Okay.
And so against protocol, she left her alone in the shower, and somebody threw a Molotov cocktail through the window and burned her alive, apparently.
What?
And so that's her fault because she broke protocol, and then the place caught on fire.
What?
Yeah.
That's weird.
So
she broke protocol,
and
but
then
then she's in trouble for showering?
Well, so no, the person she was protecting was showering, and protocol was she's supposed to be in there with her, but she wasn't because the lady wanted privacy or whatever. And then the person trying to kill the witness threw a Molotov cocktail in the bathroom and killed her.
But then
so
she would have died too. So they're just like, we're mad you didn't die. Like, what would she do if
I don't know.
This doesn't make sense.
Get ready for this movie not to make sense.
All right.
So she tracks him down in an Alaskan cabin. He makes a deal to testify. So they're supposed to be transporting him.
How did she track him down? How did she get back on witness protection detail?
Dude, that is not even remotely explained how they tracked him down in a remote place in Alaska. Like,
we're pissed that you didn't die in that Molotov cocktail. So you're suspended. And then she's like, well, I'm gonna go capture me a prisoner and take him into court anyway. Like, what the fuck? All right, keep going.
They get to the plane. You know, Mark Wahlberg is there, and you know he's putting on this fake Southern accent and trying to be all sweet. But he's
I'm ready to fly you down to the regular United States.
So here's what happens. Basically, you kind of said it. Somewhere, like, they get in the air. Eventually, she figures out that he's not who he says he is, which I'm going to talk about why she's the worst U.S. Marshal, because she should have realized it immediately. Like, immediately there's red flags.
What was the tip that she should what should she have picked up on immediately?
He had blood on his neck, blood on his clothes, like
they're like, you got blood on you.
Was being very sketchy and like overtly like sexual and rapey and like just like the
GPS right away?
He was like, "Oh yeah, the GPS doesn't work and my radio's down." Like just so many red flags for transporting a prisoner, right? Like
yeah.
But anyways, basically she subdues him by like he attacks.
Mark Wahlberg attacks her.
Yeah,
while he's flying the plane.
Well, it's on autopilot.
Oh. So wait, hold on. So he puts the plane on autopilot.
And then he starts attacking them. And then
but the plane has no GPS. How can it be put on autopilot?
I don't fucking know, Kevin. What the fuck? I'm trying to do my best here.
Wow, this movie is dumb already.
It's
okay,
so dumb.
He puts the non-GPS capable plane on autopilot, just going straight, I guess.
Just going straight.
Yeah.
And
okay.
So then she knocks him out. They handcuff him to the back of the plane. She uses a satellite.
Oh, cool. Problem solved.
She uses a satellite phone to like call the marshals. She gets somebody that can help her fly the plane, and then she's like, you know, trying to get the plane to Anchorage by using like the coast and stuff.
Okay.
But she
sucks at flying.
So Mark Wahlberg had a knife, and the knife gets knocked out of his hands.
Okay.
And then she handcuffs him to a leather strap. And instead of
course, classic.
Like, instead of doing anything to tie him up more, instead of looking for the knife, she just leaves him back there unattended. So naturally, he gets the knife and is able to escape. He stabs Topher Grace like twice. So now Topher Grace is bleeding out. So that's like now they gotta hurry.
Oh, now they're on the time. Where does he stab him? In the femoral artery, like
in the stomach. He spoiler alert, Topher Grace survives.
He's a bad assassin. He could have just stabbed him in the leg.
So I'm gonna get to Mark's character in a second.
They're all bad at their jobs.
Well,
in this.
Yeah, but there's more about Mark's character. I just want to kind of like
keep going.
Finish up where it ends. Some more stuff. Like he attacks her. She like tases him. He gets knocked out. They eventually like land in Anchorage, and like as they're landing, he starts attacking, and then as they're landing, like one of the wheels goes flying. Mark Wahlberg goes flying out of the plane and then gets hit by a fire truck. That's how he dies.
He gets hit by a fire truck on
There's fire trucks on the runway because they know the plane's coming, and as the plane's crashing, like it's skidding, it like spins around and he goes flying out, doesn't die, and as he sits up, this fire truck smacks.
So he just gets like a Looney Tune death. Like there's no like reward, like she did it. Like
No,
she
well there was a
helped.
mole. Okay, so there was also like a mole in the marshals the entire time, and at the very, very end, one of the EMTs is trying to kill Topher Grace. She stops him. She finds out it was the director of the marshals, and she's like, "I'm coming for you," and the movie ends.
This goes to the top.
Okay, so now
Wait,
I want to talk about
so there's gonna be flight risk too.
no, because
But she said she's going for him.
well because like she knows he's the like Topher Grace survived. They're gonna take down the mobster. It's gonna prove that the director was bad and shady. Like you don't
Yeah,
need a
but if she
sequel.
says I'm coming for you and the movie ends, we get flight risk too.
I hope so.
2 U.S. Marshals
Just
now
kidding.
duking it out in the
So
air.
I want to talk. So
All
that's what happens in the movie, and I want to talk about for one, this Marshall character made me so angry because there are times where she knocks him out, and like this dude is psychotic, and I'll talk about him in a second. But like the dude is like serial killer psychotic.
Yeah.
Like he
Mark
loves the
Wahlberg.
idea of torture. He he's super rapey. It's just all. He's super homophobic.
He's like licking his lips. He's like, I can't wait
It's so
cut you
like
up.
there's so many homophobic slurs in this movie too. By the way, like unnecessarily.
Classic Mel Gibson, baby.
Classic Mel Gibson, baby.
We got the classic Mel this time. All right,
she's
love
so
it.
bad at her job because instead of like actually subduing him and like keeping eyes on him and like making sure he's not doing anything, she constantly like turns her back to him, and like
Yeah.
she has help flying the plane. And Topher Grace is like, you should just kill him. He's attacking us. Like, just kill him.
Yeah, kill him.
And like, rightfully so at this point. Like, you should just
U.S.
just kick him out of
Marshals
the
have
plane.
jurisdiction to do that.
Yeah, like I would have like as soon as this guy showed his hand, I would have tied him up and just pushed him out of the plane.
Right?
Like
Yeah, 100%.
there's no like once she has help on the satellite phone to fly the plane, there is no reason to keep him. The only reason she keeps him is because there's that classic, he tells her, "You're just like me," and she's like, "I'm not like you." And then she doesn't kill him because she doesn't want to be like him. And like that trope makes no sense when one of those characters is a US Marshal and one is a fucking serial killer. Like
But the
there's
other
a
thing
difference.
is, like, she should have been like, "You're right. I'm not like you. I kill you for a different reason." Like,
I'm killing you so I
like
can do my
killing.
job.
I don't enjoy this, but I'm gonna do it because I have to. Because it's my job. I'm literally getting paid for this.
Okay, so I wrote down some notes in the theater.
Like, she's a U.S. Marshal. She literally would get paid to kill him.
Yeah.
She'd probably get a bonus. I bet they have a bonus.
I mean, this guy's probably a notorious
for
hitman.
killing, like, hitmen and terrorists. Like, they're like, "Congrats, here's your bonus this month. You killed 2 hitmen."
So that's her character.
Yeah.
I can summarize it up as she's just really
Do
bad
you
at her
think
job.
they get paid a bonus, Odie? This
Definitely.
is a serious
Absolutely.
question.
Per bullet
Okay,
that's in the
what
body.
do you think it is? How much
It's-
do you think?
it's per
do you
bullet.
think they give you like an Hermes handbag or like what do you?
I think you just get extra cash on your check
Cool. In an Hermes handbag. So that's what you get.
and points towards a Hawaiian vacation.
Air Marshals, Hermes.
So
Hermes.
Mark Wahlberg's character
Yeah.
he's just a psychotic serial killer that like he calls
He's the
Topher Grace.
Ramsay Bolton of the skies.
Well, he like
Game of Thrones
makes a lot of
reference,
like
probably
gay
won't get it.
references to Topher Grace's character and like calls him a twink and is like makes a lot of like weird rapey passes.
Is Topher Grace's character gay?
No. And that's the thing is like
Just like some ignorant, like,
well,
you fucking twink.
and like here's how I know this
I'm gonna
movie
kill
was
you.
for
You
this is
twink.
how I know the movie was boomer humor
Yeah,
because
hit me.
there was a couple like I was the youngest person in the theater and I also saw this in Florida so like
Okay.
there was
So
a
there were
moment,
a couple old dudes just going,
yeah
got
like
'em.
yeah pretty much like
Take
when,
that.
when there's a moment where she tases him so much that like
He gets a boner?
he like she tases him and then she like pulls up and he flies back and like hits his head and like he rolls over and he has like a burn mark on his neck and these guys were like to the burn mark on his neck. She tased him so hard he got a burn mark and they thought that was funny.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Whatever.
so but that's like I'm saying like it's boomer humor. Like you can find that
Yeah.
funny but like it's not. But this was the joke that I sighed out loud in the theater at. There's a moment where it's after Mark Wahlberg gets free the first time. She tases him, and instead of locking him back up, this is after he got the burn mark, actually. Yep. Instead of, like, doing anything to tie him up or subdue him again, she just leaves him back there.
Wow.
Doesn't do anything. Just leaves him back there unattended.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And that's why he's able to get up and then stab Topher Grace later. So, because she doesn't do anything.
She's nothing like him.
Yeah, she's nothing like him. She doesn't even. She doesn't lock up her.
She's
prisoners.
a strong female character who didn't die in a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so there's a moment though where Topher, they're like, the plane is nosediving.
Yeah.
And she's like pulling up, pulling up really hard, and it cuts over to Topher Grace, and he's like, I gotta get myself into this because it just, plane's going down. Topher Grace goes, I should have flown on Spirit Airlines.
That was the big joke.
That was the big joke. And here's the thing. Like, I could see, and let me explain this, because I could see where that joke might appear funny on paper.
Yeah.
But after watching One of Them Days, which I'm very excited to talk about, that joke about Spirit Airlines, the reason it doesn't work is because who is that joke for in the movie? It doesn't work in the context of the movie. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
in
the
that
other thing is, like, he's also, that joke implies that he had a choice.
Right?
Yeah. No, like whoever wrote that in, that's for the writer that thought they were being funny. They're like, and then we'll take a jab at Spirit.
A bankrupt airline that everybody knows sucks.
This movie is sponsored by American Airlines.
So, yeah, that's flight risk. It's really
right.
dumb. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
How many fire trucks on the tarmac does this movie earn from you? 1 through 5. 5 being an amazingly fire of an amazing. This movie's fire, and we got to put it out. We need 5 trucks, or this movie is a wet mess, and we don't even need any on the.
I just need the one fire truck that ran over Mark Wahlberg.
That's it. All right,
That's it.
Cool. I have to go to the bathroom really bad, so I'm going to ask you to explain to our listeners why this movie deserved a music number in the middle of it to give it some brevity and some levity, right? Why it deserved a musical number in the middle of it, and why that musical number is by the Spice Girls. What? Go.
So Kevin thinks I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to tell you more about Flight Risk because it's a bad movie. It's one of those movies that's like just too joke heavy, in my opinion. Topher Grace's whole character and his whole persona is just the quirky guy that's like there telling jokes and doing quips and doing one-liners while he's paired with this no-nonsense marshal who can't afford to mess up again with this weird criminal hitman guy trying to kill them. And the whole dynamic being taking place in a small plane too. Like, there's no creativity with the way the camera is. All the CGI and green screen looks really bad. Apparently they filmed some of this on the volume like they do for The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, Star Wars kind of thing. And I just think there's even a moment like there's a really bad CGI moose that I forgot to mention at the beginning. And yeah, like it's just not good. So, and Kevin is back. So look at that. Got some more thoughts in. And now we're going to move on to the movie Presents.
Yeah, let's do
Presents.
it. Wait, did you explain?
Yes, I finished right as you were walking up.
I can't wait to hear it. Did you pick the song 2 Become 1?
Of course I did.
Okay, perfect. Keep going.
Presents.
Just
Presents is still in theaters, and I highly, highly recommend you go see this. I'm actually not going to say a lot about it.
Did you say that Presents is a present?
Yes, it is. It's got Lucy Liu. That's the only like real name I recognize. It's 2 unknowns for the kids.
Lucy Liu and a bunch of people.
Well, because I don't recognize the dad, but the kids are unknowns. They were cast for like the son hasn't been in anything before.
Are they anonymous in the credits? Who are they? Who are these people?
I don't know. I'm not going to bring it up.
All right, that's fine. Presents with Lucy Liu.
Because it's a very small cast, and
Okay.
the whole premise of this is this family moves into a home.
Yep.
It's from the perspective of the ghost. It is not a horror. It is not it's not a thriller. It's not a horror. It's not suspenseful. It is
a drama.
It is very much a drama, and
wow.
I liked that. I think at first I was like, I was kind of hoping this would be like a little bit more like poltergeisty kind of from the perspective of a ghost, but they actually weave a really good narrative about family issues and trauma and drug and substance abuse and what failing marriages can kind of look like, favoritism amongst kids. what's it like being, one of two kids and one is more favored than the other.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good messages and storytelling throughout. And I really like the camera work because it's all, the director is, I think it's Steven Soderbergh. What's his name?
Steven Soderbergh.
Steven Soderbergh.
Steven Soderbergh.
So he's the cameraman.
From the town of Soda. From the burg of Soda.
Don't think so.
Steven
but
Soderbergh.
Everything is first-person camera from the perspective of the ghost. And it very much feels like a ghost. Like, it feels like the camera is just floating. And it's very well done, very well shot. And I like that every time, like, a scene ends, it just cuts to black. And then, like, you don't know how much time has passed. And then it just, like, puts you back in another situation.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to say...
Does it explain who the ghost is?
I will say this. You do get some really nice... Questions do get answered in this movie.
Is it Casper the friendly ghost?
No, it's Jasper, his cousin.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
right.
Casper's down the street.
Jasper, chilling in the house.
Not only is it, don't look anything up about how it goes, because I think this is just a really good movie. I really enjoyed it.
It's good.
It's definitely
it's so
not going to
good
be
you don't want spoilers.
Yeah, it's not going to be for everybody, that's for sure. But I think the ending alone. I think the ending has it's one of those endings that some people are going to be like, that's stupid. I don't get it. I don't like it. But then there's going to be people like me that are like, that was fucking incredible.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Presence is definitely worth checking out. I don't want to say too much about it because, again, it's one of those ones that I think you gotta get in there and experience it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not much to say about it because everything is kind of a spoiler in that, and I don't want to spoil it. Yeah.
Your
so
presence
then
is a present.
After that, I saw One of Them Days with Keke Palmer and SZA.
Yes. Okay. I'm very excited to see this film.
Yes.
Okay.
This is going to be hot take. This is going to be one of the better comedies of the year. I can feel it.
That doesn't sound like a hot take. That's just an opinion.
There's a lot of comedies this year.
Yeah, you don't have to preface that with hot take means that you have a take that's contrary to popular.
Hot take is burning me.
No. Hot take is like everybody really loves this, but I hate it, or everybody really hates this, but I love it for this reason, and maybe it's a reason that people don't like. That's a hot take. Yeah, this is you just gave us a take.
Okay.
All right.
Here's my take.
All right. Cool.
This movie is fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
And here's why the humor in One of Them Days works so much better than Flight Risk.
Because it's low concept and relatable?
That, but the interactions, especially between Keke Palmer and SZA, who play best friends.
Oh, I love it.
There are and you even see this in the trailer. Their jokes, their interactions, what makes things funny between them is how organic it feels. There's a moment, it's a clip going around, it's in the trailer, where Keke Palmer works at a diner and she gives SZA some food. And she's like, I don't know why I'm even giving this to you. You're going to blow the bathroom up later. And SZA's just like, 2 kisses to God and I'm good. And Keke Palmer's like, I don't see how that has anything to do with your stomach. And it's just like a really funny, organic interaction.
I saw that scene. Yeah, she's like, girl, you're lactose intolerant. God doesn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah, dude, it's so... And here's the other thing too, is Keke Palmer is so fucking funny, dude.
Oh, I love Keke Palmer.
Oh my God. I might end up going to see this again.
Cool.
Honestly, in theaters even, because I had the AMC pass and I'm like, I might as well.
Hell yeah.
It is, for one, incredible cast of just super, super talented people.
Cool.
An incredible story that I felt like was going to have a very generic comedy kind of ending, but it took some turns and some things that I wasn't expecting.
Cool.
I love the dynamic between SZA and Keke Palmer, and I love when Cat Williams shows up and stuff, and he shows up as a character named Lucky, and he is just the fucking
I love Cat Williams.
Best.
He's so funny. He is so funny.
This whole movie is about basically their roommates. SZA has a deadbeat boyfriend. He blows their rent money on a fake Gucci brand called Coochie. Cucci.
One of them days, baby.
One of them days. And so they have until 6 p.m. to come up with $1,500 for rent, on top of the fact that Keke Palmer's character has a very important interview to become a manager for a chain of stores that she works, the chain of diners.
This is
4
great.
o'clock.
I love it.
And so it's all about, and this stuff is in the trailer.
What's the chain of diners called?
I don't remember. I think
Does
it was
it lend itself to comedy? Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh,
I don't remember.
I was hoping it would be like a funny themed thing that. Like, would come up later
it probably
with the pizza
was,
company.
and I just didn't catch the name of the diner.
Oh, okay, all right.
Because it opens with her taking care of customers and like how well liked she is, and like
Oh, cool.
how much everybody at the
Yeah.
diner loves her and how good she is at her job.
Aw.
And it was
And then she's just having one of them days.
and so like you see in the trailer,
Is it one
like
of those days or one of
one
them
of them
days?
one of them days.
Okay, good.
You see in the trailer, like they go to donate blood, and if you've seen Abbott Elementary, one of the a show that I really enjoy, they just did a crossover with It's Always Sunny. And even if you haven't seen Abbott Elementary, go watch the episode Volunteers where Sunny crosses over. It's fucking hilarious. But Ava, the principal, shows up in it, and she's hilarious.
Oh, really?
So you get like a lot of like
As the character from Abbott Elementary?
no, she shows up as the blood bank worker person,
nice.
and she's just hilarious. It's in the trailer. She's like, "It's my first day," and it's just
Oh, no.
it's so good.
Yeah,
and like
that's
they go
awesome.
to like one of those like quick advanced cash advance places. That's where Cat Williams in the trailer is like, "Get out, get
They
out."
go to
And,
all the places in the inner city that you can go to get quick cash.
like SZA
Got
tries
it.
to get some rare Michael Jordan shoes or Nike Jordans off a telephone wire because she's like, this will cover rent, and like they get into all these antics, and
That's
you know
hilarious.
it's issues after issues. But there's also, and this I'm trying to keep the spoilers down, but there is like also is they end up running into like this other girl, and they kind of like humiliate her, and she's known for being like a bully, so she's like tracking them down as they're going through all of
I
this,
love
trying to like catch them, and it's just I don't know, like even
It's
when
a classic
the movies
low concept, day to day, like small town comedy,
And
right?
it's
small
just-
city comedy, right?
and it's executed so well.
Cool.
And it's so funny, and it's
Yeah.
it's funny and fun and charming, and it's just like when I think about the movie, like I just like smile because I'm like, man, that was just so fun. Like it was just a fun movie. It was good. It was really good.
How many pancakes do you give this movie since
All the
it's diner
flapjacks.
themed? All the flapjacks.
All you can eat
The
IHOP
loaded
International
flapjack
Pancake
special.
Day. It's the all you can eat pancakes at IHOP, baby.
Hell yeah! All right, cool. All you can eat pancakes for this one.
Yeah.
One of them days, certified. All you can eat pancakes.
It's
All right,
good.
what's
and
next?
if you can see it in theaters still, like I highly recommend it. I think it's definitely worth seeing in theaters because it's fun in the big screen. Like
I'll
it's
probably
it's,
see it when it comes out. I got a lot of reading I've been doing.
yes.
Yeah, we'll get to that
When I say
later.
you should see it, I mean listeners. Kevin's
You
too
should see
busy. I already did.
Okay. Again.
I might.
Listeners should see it in theaters if they can.
I
Support the good films. Support the good ones, baby.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm like, go see Presents in theaters if you're interested. Go see one of them days.
Yeah, Presents seems like that would be a good one to see in cinema.
It's one of those
bigger
that
screen, more fun.
And the thing about Presents too is it's a one-time only watch.
oh yeah, so
So
that's
you should see it
the
in theaters.
specific type. Yeah, for me, a lot of Marvel movies are that way
Mm-hmm.
now, right? Like I want to see them in theaters because I'm probably not watching them on streaming.
And that's
anyway.
the whole reason I'm doing this year. And I've got to say, even when I'm dragging myself to see movies like Flight Risk
Yeah.
or Companion, which I'm going to talk about here in a second,
Yep.
I found myself like really happy that I'm doing this. And I'm
Yeah.
really grateful that I have the time to
Yeah.
do this. But I've also noticed a lot of these movies I'm seeing are only like 90 minutes. And I started looking at some of the ones coming up, and they're like 2 hours and 45 minutes. And I'm like, fuck. Those are the ones that I'm like, damn it. I don't want to sit. Because, like, there's a movie called The Brutalist out with Adrian Brody. It's 3 hours and 15 minutes long. And I'm like, I can't see that in theaters. I will die. I will die in that seat.
Yep.
But let's talk about Companion. It's the last one on my list. And I've kind of finally compiled how I really feel about this one.
Yeah.
Because it was the one that kind of... I wasn't really sure. Because it's not my kind of movie. Not typically. I like horror movies in the sense of more suspense and not so much. I don't like gore and the body torture and stuff. So like slashers aren't really my favorite. I like Scream because it's like subverting the genre in some ways. But Companion is it's Sophie Thatcher, Jack Quaid, and then Harvey. And I hope I don't butcher the last name. It's Harvey Guillen, who's from What We Do in the Shadows. Have you seen the show?
Okay. I think, and I might be butchering it or over fancifying this, but just reading it and seeing that it's like Hispanic looking, right? I'd say Harvey Guillen.
Guillen. Okay. Yeah. That makes a lot more sense.
Okay. He's probably been called Harvey Gwillen or Gillen his entire life.
This
It
is
looks like Guillen.
Drew Hancock, who is mostly a writer.
Yep.
He's worked on things like Blue Mountain State, the TV show, but he's also worked with the director of the movie Barbarian.
Zach.
Yes.
From Whitest Kids You Know.
Yes.
I forget his name, but it's Zach from Whitest Kids You Know. That's
I know.
what I
Yeah,
say.
exactly. So the concept of companion is, and I kind of wish the trailer didn't spoil this, because I hate when trailers spoil a thing or show you a thing, but then like the first part of the movie is kind of keeping it a secret, but like you already know.
Yeah.
And there's really no reason to keep it a secret, because
Yeah.
in the trailer, you know, she's a robot. She's what they
Okay.
call a companion. Basically, she's a sex robot, essentially. Like, that's kind of what she is. She has, like, she's there to make you feel good, but, like, ultimately her purpose is she's an android for sex. Like,
She's the Waymo of people.
exactly. And so, like, they kind of keep that a secret, because, like, and it kind of annoyed me. It's clever,
Tom
but again,
from the street busts in and he's just spray painting a dick on your companion.
no.
Get out of here, Tom! Save it for the Waymos.
But, like, the movie, like, the first 20 minutes, they'll be like, I'm just not programmed that way. I'm built different. And it's like, because she doesn't know she's a robot.
She says I'm built different.
Yeah, because she doesn't. I'm built different,
I'm
bitch.
built different. Yes, you are. Yes, you are,
Yes, you are.
sweetie.
So, like,
All
they
right,
really dance around that, and, like, they use the wordplay, which is clever writing, but, like, because you know the twist, it feels kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
It's
just me.
It's like they filmed the whole thing, and then the people doing the trailer like were not paying attention to the fact that it was supposed to be a surprise.
I would have been genuinely surprised if I would have found out at, like, the 30-minute mark that she was an android. I've been like, what?
Yeah.
Because there's a reveal in this that there's a second android, and that got me. I was like, whoa, what?
Oh, that's good. Okay.
yeah,
So
so, like,
second reveal. Nice.
Yeah, this, and again, because I'm not really, the whole plot is that they broke her protocol. They jailbroke his robot to
Alright,
kill.
So we got jailbroken versus jailbait robot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then what happens?
Basically, Jack Quaid's character, like, programmed her by bypassing her protocols to kill this Russian guy where they're at. That's where, like, the story takes place, at his cabin.
Is he in
And
the
that's
mob?
because since I'm doing full spoilers, Jack Quaid thought he was in the mob, but
Wait.
he actually made his money, like, he's just Russian.
Is
so
this
they just-
somehow related to Flight Risk?
Well, here's the thing. It's a fun movie.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
because it's
No, it's
it's
just- Why?
well,
the-
'cause let me
Okay,
hang on, let
keep
me
going, yeah.
let me explain this, because that's jumping ahead a little bit. Get ahead of me, Kevin. The whole plot is Jack Quaid brings his friends. There's 3 of them to
'Kay.
this cabin, and
'Kay.
one of them is like the side piece for this Russian guy who's married. So Jack Quaid was under the impression, because of what the girlfriend character said, that he was like a bad dude and like a mobster, but she was like, I never said that. I just said he was rich, and you thought he was in the mob because you're racist and he's from Russia. Like,
Oh
so-
wow, they really pull it on that one, right? They're like you're just racist and he's from Russia. That's very progressive thought. Okay, keep going.
and so the whole thing goes awry because the bot Iris, which is Siri backwards, literally,
Oh, wow, that makes sense. Okay, cool.
yeah,
Yep.
she stabs the Russian dude Sergey, and it's because
Jack Quaid jailbroke her.
because she jailbroke her, and he's like, Sergey's putting the moves on her because he knows she's a sex robot, and he's like, it's okay, and then she stabs him with a knife.
Why is he
right?
putting the moves on her?
Because he's creepy, weird Russian.
Just
Like-
been like, let's have sex. This is your protocol.
Well, he's creepy. Like, the whole thing is that
okay.
he's like creepy and like weird, and like he's not a good dude, but
All right,
like,
creepy rich Russian dude.
yeah, basically he's just a creepy rich Russian dude who's like cheating on his wife. Like, he's a bad dude, but he wasn't like a mobster who like killed people and stuff.
Okay.
And so the whole thing like kind of spirals from there. She escapes with the tablet that controls her, so she's able to like up her intelligence and, you know, do some other stuff. And then it becomes kind of like a cat and mouse game where the group of humans are trying to track her down in the woods, and it becomes like she kind of starts taking them out one by one, but not necessarily on purpose. Like, a lot of the deaths in this movie are very like, oopsie.
Like human error.
Yeah, like human error.
Okay.
So, say his name again. The guy that I can't pronounce.
Guillen.
So his character's name is Eli,
Yeah.
and you find out that his boyfriend is a companion robot.
Oh, snap.
And so
you thought it was just the lady.
Iris accidentally shoots Eli when they're scuffling because there's a gun. And so then his robot, Jacob, then goes after Iris. And it's just fun.
Big robot fight.
Yeah, and then like the rest of them, well, they don't actually, like, there's no big punch-up fight. There's no like, honestly, there's no like real dramatic thing at the end.
You have a little robot scuffle.
It opens with, and this is in the trailer too, where Iris is saying like, the two best moments in my life were the day I met, I think his name is like Ryan, Jack Quaid's character, and then the second was the day I killed him. And like, I will admit, the way she kills him was pretty fucking cool, and like he definitely deserved it. And this whole thing is like, he's an incel, because like, there's a moment where all of his friends are dead because Eli got shot, the girlfriend character got stabbed by Jacob's the other sex robot's now under Jack Quaid's control. Iris is tied up, and he's like, guys like me have had it so hard, and every woman in my life just lies to me and betrays me, and I deserve this. I deserve this because I'm a good guy.
Okay.
And so
he's an incel.
Yeah, and then
we open up the podcast talking about incels. All right,
yeah,
here we
exactly.
go.
That's kind of what I wanted to mention
here.
Full circle, baby. So then the company that
is he wearing leggings in this scene? Is that where we're at?
Yes.
Yes. Sponsored by leggings.
So then the company that like controls the robots comes, and he thinks he's won. Jack Quaid's like, I shot Iris in the head. That's where her. That's where her memory is. Like, we're good. And the workers show up and they're like, yeah, they actually have like a backup that nobody knows about in their stomach, so we'll be able to pull that from her and find out everything that happened. And he's like, oh shit, better kill these guys too. So he kills one of the workers, but then Iris wakes up
because she's got the backup memory.
She stabs him in the head with an
Jack Quaid.
With an electric corkscrew.
Whoa.
She puts it up to his temple and then activates it.
Yep.
Good kill. Good kill, because the corkscrew is in like a lot of
temple.
scenes. It's very foreshadowed. Did not expect it, but it was foreshadowed.
Yeah.
And she rips off like her skin on her arm to show her metal arm, and then she just like drives away waving at people with her metal arm.
Oh my god,
love
it.
And see, here's the thing: like, it's not my kind of movie, but it's fun. Yeah. Like, there's a moment where she's trying to escape in a self-driving car. Funny enough.
Okay.
And a cop pulls her over.
Waymo.
And so one of the things with the companion robots is they can't lie. They're programmed where they can never lie. Yeah. So when the cop pulls her over, she switches her language to German, and she's telling him the truth, but he can't understand her. So she's not lying, but he doesn't know what's going on. So like, they did some clever stuff like that. Like, there's a moment where she needs to activate Jack Quaid's car, the self-driving one. So she like changes her pitch and tone on her voice to match his to voice activate it.
Oh, that's
like,
awesome.
There's some cool moments in it. And it's fun. Like, it's a fun little it's a fun little movie. Like, it's not, I wouldn't say it's good and I wouldn't say it's bad because it's not my kind of movie usually, but I had fun with it. Like, it's a weird world where there's like these advanced androids with like very brilliant AI and like tons of electric cars and self-driving, but then like everything else is like normal. Like, it's weird.
It sounds like they picked a location / setting that would be lower concept to lend to the human element of the film, right? So instead of making it like an iRobot type thing where they're in the city and there's all these bots around and stuff, that's a smart choice on the writing and directing, because that also makes the reveal later better, because you're thinking there's only one android there, right? Only one AI. And then the reveal later is like, oh, it turns out this guy that you thought was very human was actually under protocol the entire time.
I liked it. I like that reveal. And this is a movie that, like, because my goal, my rule is I have to see at least one movie every weekend. And there was 3 that came out this weekend. Yeah. One was Dog Man, which is a spin-off of Captain Underpants, where he's half dog, half man, and he's a police officer. And Pete Davidson voices a cat.
Love it.
And then there was another movie called Valiant 1, which is basically, what if we did Behind Enemy Lines, but worse and in North Korea?
Oh, God.
It's about a helicopter of American soldiers that get shot down on the North Korean side.
Oh,
and
Black
to make
Hawk
their
Down
way
style.
back to South Korea, but it looks bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, Companion was a nice surprise for me because I didn't have any expectations going into it.
All right.
And I left being like, oh, Jack Quaid got an electric corkscrew to his temple. That's fun.
How many severed robot fingers do you give this one?
3.
All right, 3. All right, 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
I think yeah.
Okay, I would rename this movie "Stop Having Sex with Your Computers and Be Better People." That seems like that's the real name of this movie, because like it sounds like once they get into what the actual like moral of the film is, that they probably hammer that home pretty hard.
Yeah, a little bit. So let me
stop having sex with your computers, people. This is what's gonna happen. You die at a cabin in the woods,
just like Chris Hemsworth.
Human error, baby.
So to kind of like, I think that Companion's going to be one for me that kind of just falls in that void of the in-between, my ones that are good and the ones that are bad. It's just going to kind of fall in that middle area. So far, how I would rank from worst to best this year so far.
Yeah, hit me.
Worst movie, Flight Risk.
Flight Risk, for
followed
sure.
by Den of Thieves 2, personal opinion.
Okay.
Then Wolfman.
Okay.
Then I would say Companion.
Okay.
Then I would say One of Them Days.
Okay.
Then I would say Presence.
Okay.
And then I would say The Damned. I would say The Damned so far, The Damned and Presence are my 2 favorite movies so far this year.
Yeah.
And those are the 2 that, The Damned is a small Icelandic film that I talked about, a couple weeks ago, which I still can't stop thinking about. Gave me the idea for the story idea I told you about.
You told me,
And then Presence
It inspired you. That's cool.
When I think about the ending to Presence, I still get goosebumps, dude. That's
nice.
Woo,
good.
It's so good.
Good.
So yeah, that's where I'm at so far with the year for movies.
Horror movies are doing pretty well, man.
Dude, there's so many good ones coming out. I can't wait for The Monkey. The
Stephen King. That's a remake.
Yeah.
Classic remake. I remember watching that as a kid and being like, wait, whoa. Like way too young to be watching a horror movie, and I caught like a part of it before my parents cut me off, and I remember being like, wait, that little toy monkey's killing people? This is cool.
It's going to be gory, too. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And then also, actually next weekend, I'm not seeing this movie. Heart Eyes. It's another generic slasher movie.
Yeah, it looks dumb.
I'm going to go see the Love Hurts movie with Short Round instead.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. No, that looks like it's going to be good. Yeah.
So I'll probably talk about that next week.
Write down the list of which movies are best and then edit it every week. And then at the end of the year, we'll go over the whole ranking system. Yeah, like which one was really number one for the whole year. And then we'll go down, we'll work up the list.
I'm going to do also.
That'll be a good way to do it, because then at the end of the year, we can just recap everything that you saw. And then anything that I saw as well, I can jump in on. You
can insert. I'm also going to probably, and I think this will be really fun. At the end of the year, or I guess that'd be the start of 2026. I'm going to do a big tier list for Magnum Opus with all these movies. I've been saving all the posters in a folder, and I'm going to do a giant ranking of all the movies this year that I saw.
Hell yeah!
I think that'll be fun.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's where I'm at with movies.
Rock on.
February is exciting because we got Captain America Bird fights Red Hulk Man.
Yeah, Captain America versus Harrison Ford as a giant red man.
Yeah, we've got Monkey comes out, the one we were just talking about.
Yep, Monkey.
I'm excited because Mickey 17's next month in March. That's the one I'm. Whew.
Yep, that'll be good. March will be good.
Here's real quick. I want to say this because I don't think I think it's changed for me. Here's my most anticipated right now for the first half of 2025.
Hit me.
Sinners with Michael B. Jordan by Ryan Coogler. Okay. I saw a new trailer for that. Dude, this movie's about fucking vampires.
Hell yeah, I'm in.
It looked, dude,
Ryan
I saw the
Coogler
trailer.
Does vampires?
Michael B. Jordan at the end, muscles and everything, just has a Tommy gun, just absolutely going to town. Looks so good.
As long as Ryan Coogler doesn't completely botch the ending like he did with Black Panther, I'm in.
Which Black Panther?
Both.
Oh.
Yeah. It's the ending. I just remember at the end of Black Panther, I'm like, that's fucking it? Really? Seriously? Do we not get the... Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Never mind.
I like him, though. He's good. He did one of the Creed movies. He did Fruitvale Station.
Coogler's very good. Him and Michael B. Jordan are a great combo.
Best friends.
I'm in anyway. Yeah.
It's going to be good. That one, I think you should definitely see, because we can talk about vampires and stuff.
I'm in. Let's hope there's a popcorn bucket for it.
Let's hope so.
Uh-huh. All right, cool. What else?
That's all the movies I've been watching.
Cool. Oh, I thought you were going to say more that you were looking forward to.
The
beginning of this year. I was like, okay, yeah. Because you were like, well, I've adjusted my list. I was like, whoa, there's a list. And then
I was saying for my most anticipated, I've adjusted to Sinners. Because that movie just, out of all the movies coming out between now and June,
yep,
I think that one looks the best. And then from like July to December,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sticking with Superman. Like, I'm so fucking excited for that movie.
Superman is looking increasingly good.
Yes.
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 I'm very excited for a lot of James Gunn related content this year. James Gunn related art, entertainment, content in general. I'm very excited about what James Gunn has got going on.
I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah. Cool. What's your jam this week?
Okay.
Is it presents?
No. Let me just pull. Go real quick because I gotta pull this up. What's your jam?
Yeah.
I do have a couple, but
I got a couple jams this week. I needed to have something simple to watch before I go to bed because I've been very, very busy since I got back from Tampa. I also was a little bit sick this week. Well, not sick, but like just had like a sinus thing that kind of took me out of commission. But I think that happens when you go from -4 to 20 degrees to 43 in rain to 65 and sunny to 70 to 20. Like I think when you do that tour of New York to Florida and back in like less than a week, your brain and sinuses just.
I was congested from coming back from Florida.
Yeah, it sucked.
Because I did basically the same thing. I went from high altitude negative degrees to a weird smorgasbord of Florida weather.
Yeah, I think had I stayed in Florida and settled in a little longer, I might have done better for myself. But ultimately, coming back on Sunday, I immediately was like, oh, nope, feeling this. But it seems like everybody's just kind of going through it lately. But anyway, so I needed something relaxing, like didn't have to focus on too much to watch. I started watching Louder Milk this week, which is on Netflix.
Okay.
It's got the guy from The Office, the main character. I forget his name.
Ricky Gervais?
No, not The Office. Sorry, Office Space. The main character from Office Space.
Ron Livingston?
Movie. No, Office Space the movie.
Oh, okay.
Which is an old Mike Judge film, and he's kind of playing a similar character to what he played, but he's got Will Sasso as a roommate, and he leads an AA group, or well, like really just like an addiction counseling group, just kind of general at a church. He's gonna be kicked out because he's an asshole. I like the show, but it seems like I'm on episode 3 of the first season, and I feel like if the writing doesn't like. It seems like anytime they've run out of like situational humor or something more creative that they could do, they just lean back on someone interacting with this main character and going, wow, what an asshole, right? Like, and I'm just like, I get it. He's an asshole. Yes. Got it. Perfect.
What's the show called again?
It's called Louder Milk. It's the last name of the main character of the show.
It is Ron Livingston. I was right.
Oh, it is? Oh,
yeah.
Sorry. So Ron
He's
Livingston.
from Band of Brothers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Ron Livingston, he plays Louder Milk. I think his name's like Hank Loudermilk.
Sam Loudermilk.
Sam
recovering
Loudermilk.
alcoholic.
Yeah, he's a recovering alcoholic who was on the road a lot, and so obviously, like, as someone who's 4.5 years sober, I was like, oh, cool, interesting enough to at least check out an episode.
Will Sasso's in this? Fuck
Will
yeah.
Sasso's hilarious.
I love Will Sasso.
He is probably the funniest part of the show.
He showed up in Reacher for a second.
He does such a good job just being a very grounded and relatable humor in the show. Small spoiler, Will Sasso is also supposed to be sober and is not in the show, which is like kind of like there are like funny moments and there are serious moments with it. And I think that's kind of cool because they're not leaning too much on the whole, like they're not like having an addiction is bad. They're like, no, having an addiction is something you need to get over, and they have good conversations around it.
Yeah.
The thing that I do like about the show is he keeps coming up with like creative but possibly amoral ways to get people to talk to him about the things they need to talk about. So like I do like that. Like at one point he pays a guy who's like a little challenged, who has Down syndrome, to play frisbee and get this girl that he's like agreed to help to open up. And then the guy with Down syndrome shows up and he's like, you owe me money. Like, I really like, he's like, you owe me money and I'm mad at you. And then the girl finds out and she's like, I can't believe you tricked me. Like, it's really good. I enjoyed that a lot. So that's been good. And then my other jam, which I just started reading, the first 2 issues just came out. It's a manga. It's called Destroy All Humans That Can't Be Regenerated, which, if you know anything, know that sounds eerily like a Magic the Gathering term, because this is a manga about people playing Magic the Gathering.
Of course it is.
Which is amazing. No, it's actually really,
That's
really
awesome.
good. I just started it up. It's the best way I can put it from just reading like partway through the first issue is this is as close to Yu-Gi-Oh that you can get as Magic the Gathering without being sued. Like, this is really, like, very much so a lot of what's being animated and shown. It's kind of got that Haikyuu vibe of, like, they're describing certain things and then there's, like, this really dramatic animation of it. Because, like, if you play Magic the Gathering, you probably have a pretty good imagination or you just like the game mechanics. But they're also explaining the game in the, like, you know how, like, in My Hero Academia, they'll have, like, little tidbits, like, facts about the superheroes or whatever in, like, the margins. They're doing that in this, but they're explaining Magic the Gathering. Like, page 2, it was, like, creature, a type of card, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, this is cool. It's actually explaining the game to people who are reading it, too.
That's kind of, that is cool.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
So far, really enjoying it. The kid who's playing is very, very good at Magic the Gathering, but only plays black, which, if you know anything about the color pie, that's the most, like, selfish, self-centered color. So I think what's going to happen is he's going to start getting beat and then have to develop out into the color pie, learning more about his well-rounded personality as a human.
Wow.
That's where I think we're going.
I like
Just
it.
based off what I've read so far.
Nice.
Yeah. What do you got?
So I just finished Silo season 2.
Nice.
I like Silo as a show.
Yep.
I will say this season definitely felt like filler. Because it got renewed for a 3 and 4, and 4 is going to be the last season. And this season very much felt like we got to move the plot forward, but we need some time to figure out how we're going to end this. So let's just kind of make characters tread water for a bit.
Well, so this is based on a book trilogy.
A trilogy,
So
yes.
what I'm guessing is this is the first half of book 2. Because in the wool, dust, I forget the, but
I
yeah,
just looked this up, yeah.
in that series, the first half of book 2, a lot of people were like, it was really slow. And then it picked up, and then book 3 really carries the action through forward. That's the trickiest part about a trilogy like that, and then also breaking up into 4. That just means that season 3 and 4 will be ramping up. You'll get the full climax of the plot, and then we'll have the falling action toward the end of, like, the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, because like the main character in this one is literally put in a situation that is
this
just
the same man character from the first one, right?
Yeah,
Rebecca,
Juliet.
What's her
Rebecca
name?
Ferguson.
Dude.
Yeah, she's great, and
she's so great. Is
she meets up
carrying
with
the show?
Steve Zahn. I'm not gonna spoil anything. It's just when they cut back to her side plot is like they cut back to her for just a few seconds,
Well,
and
she's
then
the main plot. She's not the side plot.
She's the side plot in this season is the problem.
Oh, because they go back into the silo.
They really focus on the aftermath of what happened at the end of the first season.
Her going out and
they really focus on how that affected her silo. And I called it's so, and the thing is, like, it's so easy to know where it's going because, like, it's just obvious, which again, still worth seeing because I think that this show is about to get really fucking good. There's a lot of good mysteries.
Yeah.
And I know that season 3 is going to also show more about before the silos were made.
Yeah.
Back to our time. So definitely worth checking out Silo season 2.
Season 1 was amazing.
And season 1 is incredible. So even if season 2 wasn't as good, I still think it's definitely a good show. Yeah. And 100% worth it. Cool. And then the other jam, I finished reading a book, and I need to get the author. I just ordered more of her books. Never Lie.
Okay.
I will get the author's name. This is a book, real quick, I'll just mention this couple goes out to this psychiatrist's house that's up for sale. She went missing a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. And they think, well, the wife thinks that somebody else is in the house, and she discovers cassette tapes that are recordings of the psychiatrist's patient, like, interviews, like their sessions, and she's trying to untangle this mystery of, is somebody actually in the house? What happened to the psychiatrist? What's on the tapes? What's going on? And takes a lot of twists and turns, a lot of good reveals. Frida McFadden is the author. I just ordered another one of hers that comes in today. Yeah. I will admit this, I've never been a reader in my life. I actually was one of those people that used to brag about, I don't read, reading is stupid. Yeah. As I've gotten older, I fucking love reading. So this was a really good book, and it had me guessing, and I had so many theories, and when reveals happened, like, I was excited. And it's just a really good read. It's a really easy read. The chapters are very short, which I really appreciated.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I've been reading a lot more. So I will probably have more reading jams as time goes on. Just kind of, dude, I've been not on screens a lot. I just haven't had time during the day. And
Mainly
then
just
when
movies.
I get home, I have like just enough time to watch something. Like I watched Logan Lucky. It took me 3 sittings this week. But like it was kind of cool. I was like, oh, wow. All right. Well, I finished watching that again. It took a little bit, but dude, Logan Lucky's such a good film.
Such a good movie.
Really, really underrated film as far as like, it feels like a Coen Brothers film, but it's not.
It really does. Yeah.
It really does. It's really good. I have one more jam for you, because this can be a shared jam, because I know you're going to fucking love this. I stumbled upon the band Gore this week, Gore, period. That's how it's spelled. They are a female-fronted band. A lot of their newer stuff is leaning into more of a like metalcore combined with more classical singing, like pop writing. I would almost put it in a realm that is akin to like Bad Omen, Sleep Token, right? Like very, very good. The guitar work is amazing. Their guitarists are absolutely phenomenal. The singer has a beautiful, beautiful voice and a piercing scream, like really good, like really like got me amped when she like started screaming heavy on some of the songs. And then they have a song called Doomsday, which is like, it's such a like I want to say it's such a like personal love of mine when a metal band writes an almost lullaby style ballad, and that's what it is. It almost has like this music box quality to it,
awesome.
And the chorus is very flowy and beautiful, and it's kind of like sad, but like because it's so beautiful, you're not really sad when you're listening to it. Like just really good. I highly recommend the song Doomsday by Gore. Yeah. And that's it this week, baby. Yeah, we got a lot. I'm really glad that you're getting out into the theaters. I'm really glad you're bringing that to the podcast.
I'm excited to be doing this. I really love going to the movies, and I love that even though I don't always want to go, the moment I sit in my seat, I'm always like, yeah, I'm happy I came.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's just getting myself to go sometimes is what was difficult last year, but now giving myself this goal has really, really motivated me.
Hell yeah. Dude, that's what's up. That's what we love.
It's
baby.
like homework
that's why
too.
We're here.
Like
you know,
I watch movies for homework purposes too. Like they inspire me with stories and ideas that I have. So
yeah, and we got to keep doing this until Chatbot GPT and DeepSeek and all the other AI sources get so good that they can just scrape everything from our podcast and start generating new content for us. And then we'll just put it on autopilot like everybody else.
Blend it together.
Right?
Yeah.
We'll put it on autopilot like everybody else. And then we'll load it into a companion.
Oh,
and
perfect.
then that companion
we'll put them on a plane.
be the perfect companion for someone who wants something to never stop talking.
Right?
Yeah,
we'll put them on a plane with Mark Wahlberg.
With Mark Wahlberg! It'll be fucking perfect!
Perfect!
I love it.
I love it.
Hell yeah. What would our last question, what would our companion be called? If UnPop became the consciousness of a companion, what would the name for the companion be? What do you think it would be?
That's a great question.
I know, and you have to answer it now. No wrong answers.
Psycho Gore Man.
Oh, cool. I was gonna say it would be called Truck Fump.
Truck Fump.
Truck Fump, baby.
Truck Fump.
Can that be a running joke for this year? Just Truck Fump.
Truck Fump.
Yeah, it's time. It's time to just lean into that shit.
As Imagine Dragons said, it's time.
Truck Fump.